industry that's so closed. It's groupist. It's cliquish. You have to join a group, and then they shape and hone you, and that is why it never changes, because it's being shaped by the people who own or were the leaders of the individual cliques, and I didn't want to be a part of any of them. But if someone is trying to insult you or get aggressive with you, I find that really funny. Because
you find that funny?
Oh, it's hilarious. Like I'm. You can troll me all you want. Like it's not going to make a difference to me.
Zoom Happy Space with Rudrani पर इस वीक हमें ज्वाइन किया अभय देओल ने, जिन्होंने इस दौरान बात की groupism in Bollywood, trolling, and how he criticizes his own films. But first up, Abhay Deol still feels the way he and Farhan were demoted while Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara was selected for awards. He really felt angry.
I've been pretty vocal about the practices within Bollywood, since the beginning of my career. When we need to unite, and I think a lot more actors are feeling empowered today because of the OTT platforms, and they're not beholden to the 3 or 4 cliques that run the industry. Who define and decide your fate. They don't have your fate in their hands anymore. You cannot. Why should we put Farhan and Abhay in the same category as Hrithik and Katrina? Because they're bigger stars. It's like, it doesn't make sense. The plot of the film is about 3 friends on a journey, and they would so shamelessly go out there and do it. And I didn't say anything at the time it came out. I kept quiet, right? I was like, forget it, whatever. I just won't go, because by then I was like, it's done. Even by Zindagi, that was my 10th movie. I'd done and said so much already that I felt like I'm just going to be the only one out screaming, and I'm just going to look like bitter or cynical or something. So forget it. So, but this was just shameless. It was shocking. It was out there, and it was just so blatant. Like, we don't care what people have to say. We can do this because we can. And that sort of attitude, that cavalier, cocky attitude needed to go. And now they'll be more careful, because I'm not saying they'll necessarily change, but they'll be careful. Just give the award to the one you think who's the biggest star. But don't demote me and Farhan.
Abhay Deol is one actor जो अपनी खुद की फिल्म को criticize करने से नहीं चूके. And while talking to us, he talked about how he felt Ranjana was somehow promoting stalking, and his film Dev D glamorized banned substance.
And so I knew Dev D was going to hit, and I knew it was going to be a huge hit. Like, I just knew it. And so I think it kind of instilled all that fear I had as a child, and my association with fame came up really strong. And I think that's what made me run away, Also, conceptually speaking, the film was something I'd conceived, and I felt it, again, I felt it glamorized taking alcohol more than showing you how how degrading it is. My concept was to show how degrading it is to be an addict, but also to empower the women and to show that they are much powerful characters than this character we've romanticized for so long. And I think part of my angst was that was lost in Anurag's version. So I think I was also slightly... Ranjana in particular, I always spoke to Anand. Even while making the movie, I was like, I have a problem with this. But I just stuck to the fact that, okay, she gets the guy killed in the end, And of course, Anand himself wasn't coming from that space either, right? He also was showing that, look, I don't endorse this behavior, and that's why in the end he doesn't succeed. But so I went with that. But then it's the formula that gets in the way. You have to treat a hero like a hero, and in that process, it was glamorized, and that's all that was my issue. It's like, don't glamorize it. Show him for the wretched creature that he is. Because if you glamorize it, every other guy who watches this is going to think he's Ranjana and harass the girls, thinking, oh, this is the way you love them. And Bollywood has done this. It's not just Ranjana. It's
ages.
Yeah, like, you pursue the girl until she relents. She falls in love with you, like, magically speaking. So, in fact, there was a case in Australia, I believe, where the guy actually won. He was stalking a girl, and then he was taken to court. And then he told the courts that I learned this from Bollywood, and he won. Because I guess they must have looked at all the movies from decades and realized, oh, this is the conditioning. Like, if a girl, no doesn't necessarily mean no. Pursue until she says yes.
अभय देओल ने इंडस्ट्री में अपनी जगह खुद के दम पर बनाई है, और उनका कहना है he feels good about it कि उनके करियर को किसी और ने नहीं बनाया है.
I stood by new talent all the time. I took chances with new directors all the time. Nobody was doing that when I was making Oi Lucky, Devdi and the stuff like that. After Devdi, I don't know how many new directors got a break. So there's this industry that's so closed. It's groupist, it's cliquish. You have to join a group and then they shape and hone you, and that is why it never changes, because it's being shaped by the people who own or were the leaders of the individual cliques, and I didn't want to be a part of any of them. And then so you find yourself alone. But I thought I'd rather be alone and try and fail than be a part of a clique and be successful, because now I'm shaped by somebody else. I'm not a puppet.
वहीं अभय देओल ट्रोलिंग को लेते हैं काफी lightly, and he laughs when someone abuses him online.
There'll always be a comment or two on your page that's fun. Sometimes it's what I laugh most is when it doesn't happen a lot, but if someone is trying to insult you or get aggressive with you, I find that really funny. Because
you find that funny?
Oh, it's hilarious. Like I'm you can troll me all you want. Like, it's not going to make a difference to me. And luckily, I don't get that much trolling. But if I share an opinion, anyways, you put yourself out there when you're sharing an opinion, then everybody has if someone has a counter opinion to it, it just makes me laugh. Like, unless you're, of course, enlightening me. And I'm always open to criticism.
Sure.
But
when you get aggressive or abusive, it makes me laugh.
Well, अभय देओल का यही काम एंड कूल अंदाज उनके फैंस को आता है पसंद, और जिस तरह के नए काम वो कर रहे हैं ऑन OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स, ही इज श्योरली गोइंग टू इम्प्रेस एवरीवन. हमारे सेलिब्रिटी चैट शो पर हमारी नेक्स्ट गेस्ट होंगी भूमि पेडनेकर, जो शेयर करेंगी कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग एंड अननोन फैक्ट्स अबाउट हर. You can catch all the latest episodes of Zoom Happy Space with Rudrani on every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday at 7:30 p.m. only on Zoom.